2024 minutes. Chairman, Mr. Kevin Ridgway asked if there was any additions or corrections to the minutes. There was no additions or corrections. Mr. Gerald Flowers went over the August 21st special meeting minutes. There were no additions or corrections to those minutes as well. Chairman, Mr. Ridgway called the nominations of secretary. Mr. Randy Scharf nominated Mr. Gerald Flowers. Mr. Christopher Million recommended the nomination. Mr. Christopher Million moved to close the nominations. Mr. Frank Sellers seconded the motion. Mr. Gerald Flowers was elected secretary by majority vote. Nominations for chairman were called. Mr. Christopher Million nominated Mr. Kevin Ridgway as chairman. Mr. Jamie Hall seconded the nomination. Ms. Burl Rogers DAC moved to close the nominations. Mr. Cody Moore seconded the motion. Mr. Kevin Ridgway was elected chairman by majority vote. Chairman, Kevin Ridgway asked for Kenton Health Department staff and health board members in attendance to introduce themselves. Mr. Kevin Ridgway stated that there was one board member up for approval this year. Mr. Kevin Ridgway stated that Mr. Roger Craich had agreed to serve as Board of Health member for another term. Mr. Chris Vermeer made the motion to appoint Mr. Roger Craich as board member. Mr. Randy Scharf seconded the motion. Motion was carried by majority vote. Chairman, Mr. Kevin Ridgway asked if there was any questions or comments about the annual report presented. The annual report showed that it was done by the health department during 2024. Chairman Kevin Ridgway presented the 26 budget for the Board of Health and asked if there were any questions or comments about the budget. As Board of Health President, Ms. Marty Gray began the presentation with the proposal of 30% increase in support. There were multiple questions right away. There was a lengthy discussion and questions and answers, which included comments from various townships, cities, and village represented. The DAC requested a special meeting with the revised 2026 budget. The consensus was that the DAC is wanting and asking the Board of Health for accountability, honesty, transparency, and a business plan before going on with recommendations for the increase. Board of Health President Ms. Marty Gray stated that there were no employees that had met the milestone anniversary 2024. Ms. Marty Gray then presented the Board of Health Annual Award Employee of the Year, Ms. Jennifer Newland. This was the vital statistic register. There being no further business, Chairman Ridgway declared the 2025 meeting adjourned at 8:17 p.m. Mr. Kevin Ridgway set the next meeting for March 11th, 2026. Do that one first before we go to the next one?
Yeah, we have a motion to accept the minutes. Can you state your name, sir? We have a second.
So moved. Burl Rogers DAC.
All in favor say aye. Opposed? Thank you.
All right, this is the minutes for March 27th, 2025. Chairman Ridgway introduced the Hardin County Prosecutor, Mr. Brad Bailey. Mr. Bailey opened the meeting with a discussion of clarification about the department's handling of nuisances, which had been discussed at the March 12th meeting. There was also discussion of the health trifecta of a health district, as well as many unfunded mandates required by the local health district by the Ohio Department of Health. Chairman Ridgway presented the revised 2026 budget for the Board of Health and asked if there was any questions or comments about the budget. Board of Health member Mr. Jordan Temple began the 10% reflected, it looks for all township corporations in city of Kenton, so that the discussion with question and answers, which included comments with various township cities, and second the motion. Motion was turned down. Ms. Burl Roger Dudek made the motion to approve a 10% increase. Mr. Jim Elsesser seconded the motion. The motion carried with the recommendation of 10% increase by the voting members. There being no further business, Chairman Ridgway declared the 25 special meeting adjourned at 7:47 PM.
Have a motion to accept the minutes.
So moved, Ralph Sherman.
Do you have a second?
Second, Howard Lyle, Franklin Township.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. At this time, we are up for election of secretary. We'll open the floor for nominations of secretary.
Make a motion that we nominate Darryl Flowers.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Move nominations be closed.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So Darryl, you're elected again.
Okay.
Now we have election for chairman. Open the floor for nominations.
Make a motion that we keep Mr. Kevin Ridgway as our chairman.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Is there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Move nominations be closed.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now, can we have the introduction of the board members and the employees? You guys want to start?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am the president, I'm Marty Gray. I am the president of the health board, and the vice president is not here. She's Jessie Henson. Dion.
Dion, Health Commissioner / Finance Officer.
Temple board member?
Jennifer Newland, Vital Stats Registrar.
Gerald Kissling, board member.
Shane Lots, Environmental Health Director.
Thank you guys and ladies for coming tonight. We have one board appointment that we have to reappoint. Dr. Fritz has agreed to be reappointed again, so we just need a nomination and a second to nominate Dr. Fritz to be on the board.
Did everybody, sign in the sheet, the, townships and villages? We needed 13, we got 14, so we're, have a quorum.
So I need a nomination for,
I'll make the nomination. Scott Elliott, Hale.
we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good, thank you. So Dr. Fritz is back on again, so, which is great, so thank you.
Yeah, because we need a doctor on it.
So if you wanna look at the annual report, if you guys wanna look at that, if you have any questions? You guys wanna talk about anything? About the annual report or anything? Anything to say on that?
I don't have anything to say. Do you?
You guys anything to say on anything? Any questions did you guys see on that? If not, should you have the paper for the budget? If you guys look at that and see that, look at the top, they're asking for a 10% increase. It was 10% last year. Now, you know, we don't really, we just approved to send it to the
Budget commission.
to the budget
Budget
commission,
commission,
yes.
right.
So we don't really pretty much have a say. I mean, we do, but we don't, but
Right.
we can say we're not gonna send it to them, or we can say we'll send it to them with a 10% increase.
And for the new guys, the 10% last year that we approved at that meeting, that just started this March. So the 10% increase would be an increase next March.
Right.
So everything's always a year behind.
So any questions, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at that, at the budget?
So is that 10% been reflected in the 2026 profit loss?
2027.
2027?
2027. Well, 2027.
It's reflective of the 2027.
It has been reflected in there?
Yes.
So is that showing a $44,000 loss? With the 10% increase?
Is that with the 10% increase?
That is,
We're showing we're on the, with the, yes, it is. That's what we're saying.
that's correct.
Yep.
It's basically the reason for the 10%, we were just talking, trying to not get in the same position we were in, just try to get ahead of things. The 10% would allow the health department to remain operational to 2039, and the 0% increase would be about 2033. Just trying to get ahead of it, no updates on the grants, the workforce grant does run out the end of this year. Kind of a crystal ball thing, if it does come back around, we can get that and apply for it, that'd be great, we'll have that hopefully sustained. And that also does reflect of no increase in wages as well. I mean, now we're talking 5, 6, 7, 8 years without any increase in wages. Trying to retain staff is gonna be hard to next to impossible. But at the end of the day, just trying to make it sustainable so we can further make a plan. The health department, or the nurse we have, she's doing a great job. She's running the CMH program, getting pretty good traction, getting that up and going, getting some funds coming in. That's been positive. But really just trying to not try to come back again like we did last year. So far behind the 8 ball, 30%, obviously, huge drastic increase. And then if you guys don't improve on it, we're not gonna sit here, obviously, have it go forward. We're not trying to wreck any of your guys' budget. We just wanna be open, honest, transparent on where things stand. So moving forward, that's our biggest thing. Just to kind of help mitigate from being back in a situation where finances are dire. So, any questions on that, let us know though, please.
Well, I do got a question.
Yes.
You guys are looking at a 10% increase again this year, after this was all discussed a year ago. So projected out another year from now, what would you be looking at in another year, another 10%?
Well, that's where we're hoping we have some time at that point to, one, either grants do come around, we'll see what, that environment looks like.
I would say yes.
And I'm not gonna say yes or no.
Right.
Obviously, it can't keep coming back to the pot every time. We gotta
Right.
figure out how to make this sustainable. Obviously, what was it, 7, 8 years without asking for any increase is really detrimental in the long run.
Well, we should have been asking for 2 or 3%.
Absolutely,
Right.
no, I couldn't agree more, Chris, on that. I mean, 3% every year, it's easy for you guys to digest into your budget, but it didn't happen. And here we are, trying to dig out of that hole, maintain this health department and see what we can do to make it right. So, no, I'm not gonna say, yes, we're gonna come back to 10% every year, because it's not fair to you guys.
Well, I can tell you, moving forward, another 10% another year, it ain't gonna fly.
Right.
I mean, you're probably gonna be a little bit hard pressed to get enough for it now, instead of, coming back and asking for, say, 5%.
Yeah.
And continue to move forward 5% a year. I mean, because that comes out of what money we get from the county, which is not all that much to start with, we've gotta live within our means too, and our budgets as well.
Yeah, and that's what we're here to have a discussion, what works, what we can make work for you guys and us at the same time.
I mean, we got our price quotes on our road program for the year on repairs, and we're just blowing out the water for a few days ago, so.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's kind of what we wanna have a discussion, just be open, honest, transparent with you guys as far as where things are. As far as that goes, so. Any other questions?
And don't forget, we got a state election coming up, so the governor will appoint probably new heads of departments. So if you was here at the Township Association a couple meetings ago, Representative Hoops was saying that they're looking to combine the health department, the EMA, and the ag department. So we fund the health department and the EMA, the federal funds the ag. So you know who's gonna get the fund all three, probably us. So there's gonna be a whole lot of changes, and probably, just going ahead with a 10% and then see what the state does, because the state's gonna do what the state's gonna do, and then we have to end up with the consequences. So, Representative Hoops said it in his first sentence, he says, well, in this budget cycle, So that means that, okay, the next budget cycle is gonna be helter-skelter. And we'll just have to wait till after January to figure out who's in charge, who does what. It's gonna be, yeah, between federal wanting to change things, state wanting to change things, grants going away, there's gonna be a lot of changes for us local governments. So we'll have to,
That's what's kinda scary.
Right.
it is kinda scary.
It is.
Yes, sir.
So any, suggestions, any on that 10%? Remember, we just recommend and it goes to, we don't approve, we just recommend it, so.
That's our recommendation as well.
Huh?
That's our recommendation.
Right, yes.
Right.
No recommendations, nothing?
I think we need to be at 5% personally, if you're gonna ask for an increase, but that's my opinion. I mean, looking at what's coming out of the budgets from the townships and everything else, you know.
Well, I mean,
That's just my opinion moving forward.
you know, I'm sure they'll be happy with whatever, you know, I mean, at this point.
I mean, I know it's tough for everybody, but you know, it's tough.
Right.
It's tough what we're
Right.
faced with as well.
It is. So is that a recommendation? Move.
So moved.
So, do we have a second?
I'll
on that?
second it.
Pardon?
Lynn, Kenton.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to recommend 5% to the budget commission. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you for that. Hope that'll go forward to them then. Do we have any old business that we need to, you guys want to talk about anything else or?
No, I just want to thank you for your consideration on that, Chris, and all of you for voting for that, so it does help.
And we're not trying to beat on you guys,
No.
you're doing a good job with what you got, but,
Yeah.
I mean, we're faced, the townships and everybody else are faced with the same issue.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you know, we got our quotes for our road program for the year, and we've done quoted the least amount, or had the least amount of projects this year that we've ever had for the same amount of money we've been spending.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've got to budget that out as well, I mean, and it's tough, there's just no good way to look at it.
Everything's more
No,
expensive.
It is.
just, I mean, through this, work through it together, I mean, like I said, we don't want to wreck your guys' budget, I know it does put things in a bit of a strain, but.
Correct, and I think everybody understands that, you know, the health department needs a little bit of help moving forward, you know, an increase to be able to continue to operate, but I still think like what we discussed a year ago, you need to be just slightly more gradual steps.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
No, I agree with you.
No, I understand.
Okay. Any new business, I guess? You guys, anything you wanna bring up?
I do. I have an employee of the month. Of the year.
Of the year, I was gonna say, yeah.
Of the year. This is an employee of the year, and it goes to Shane.
Is that person here?
Shane Lotz.
Wow, there you go.
Because you have held us up and done so much.
Congratulations, Shane.
There weren't any employees that met the milestone years.
Yes,
this
there
year.
weren't.
Okay. Well, I do wanna thank the board and all the employees for what they do and what they've gone through for the last year and a half. It's not been well, it's not been good, but you've done well, and we appreciate everything you guys do. And like Chris said, we're just, you know, we all gotta work together with the money we got, so it's just, you know, hopefully that'll suffice for right now, and maybe things will come down the creek later on, but, with that being said, is there any other business that needs to be brought forward tonight? If not, the next meeting will be March 10th, 2027, at 7 p.m. And next year, I'll try to get something out quicker. So, I apologize for the late notice, but, I was under the weather and luckily, Daryl did it. So, at this time, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.